Hello, I'm Dean Karstens and welcome back to Dean's N-Scale Trains. Today I'm back working on my Santa Fe Northern Railroad. In my last video, I showed you how I built this gravel road and an arroyo leading up to a mine area. Today I'm going to show you how I put together this Walthers Cornerstone mine kit. It's a very detailed kit. It took me probably 3 weeks of on again, off again time. Lots of little teeny parts. So today I'm going to show you how I put it together and give you some hints for doing it yourself, making it easier to make your own mine kit. So here's a 360 degree view of the mine. As you can see, it's all completed, has a lot of detail. The long snout there on the left will go into the ground. That's leading into the mine shaft. Just look at the detail. Another 360 degree view from the top, looking down. As you can see, this is a very detailed model. It has a lot of parts. Some of them are very difficult to get together. But it's a great model when it's finished. So today I'm going to be putting together this Walthers Cornerstone Diamond Coal Corporation coal mine kit. Comes with a fairly nice set of instructions, lots of parts. First thing I did was paint the inside of all the buildings with black paint. As you can see there, some more parts. This is the floor of the loader and the support pieces. These I painted on both sides. And to glue everything together, I'm going to use this Starbond Super Pro glue kit, which is a medium super glue, medium consistency. And I'll see how that works. To paint things, I use this single action spray gun and a compressor that I'm going to talk about in a future video. I'm going to show you how I spray parts. So let's get going. So here are some hints so you can successfully build this model. First of all, the Walthers instructions have a few problems, but it's important to follow them in the directions they indicate. Put together the parts in the sequence they say. I jumped ahead in a couple places and there were 2 parts that I had trouble getting in. I had to cut them down to make them fit. Second of all, take your time figuring out how each piece goes. You have to be careful with the orientation. Don't put them in upside down or backwards. In several cases, I had to go back and break apart parts and re-glue them. Finally, use gluing aids wherever possible. I've shown you some hints. Here, for example, is a gluing jig that I talked about in a previous video. I'll put the reference down in the discussions. I also have some other gluing aids that I threw together and hints on how you can build those. But it's almost impossible to hold these together as the glue sets. Here is a list of tools that you're going to need to put this together. First of all, a sprue cutter or a nipper. You can get these on Amazon. They have a number of cutters listed there. Second, nail files. I just buy these at the grocery store. They're nail files that women use on their nails. They come in one side is coarser than the other, which is smoother, and they're great for sanding things down. A square to hold parts upright correctly, a utility knife, and paint, and that should do it. For the most part, I'm using Nic Pro airbrush primer paint, which can be used directly out of the jar to paint these models. I've got a bottle of black, a bottle of gray that I'm going to be using for concrete, and also a bottle of white. So the next thing I need to do is paint a number of pieces gray to represent concrete. One of them is the floor of the main building. So that's one piece. Notice I already painted it black, but that's okay. I'll just overpaint it with gray. And then there's two support pieces here. And the floor of the slack bin. I'll trim off the spew cuttings. And use this fine emery board. I'm now ready to start assembly, and I went ahead and glued, it's a little hard to see, these two coal chutes to the bottom of the floor of the loader building with the holders. I held them here with these paper clips, with these clothespins, and put 4 little drops of glue to hold those. Next, I clamped one of the floor supports with 3 clothespins and made sure it was square. In this way, I'm going to do two more supports, one in the center and one over here. After I touched up the paint, I glued the two center support, the center support and the other support, making sure that they were straight and level. So this assembly is finished and all the glue has set up. So it's time to glue it to here. So to finish the walls, don't know if you can see those very well, I first painted with folk art metallic aluminum colored paint, acrylic. Then to weather it, I used some apple barrel barn red, diluted about 1:1 with water, maybe 1:3 with water. Some apple barrel black, also diluted somewhat. And then I used cosmetic wedges to put on the colors. And you can keep working at this. It's very subtle effects. I showed how I built this gluing jig in an earlier video. You can look it up if you want to. I've taken these two pieces. I think this is number 8 and number 10. Held them down with magnets. The cardboard leaves a little slot there where the pieces don't touch the metal, because I don't want the super glue gluing to the metal. So you can see how I set this up, and now I'm going to glue them. Run a bead of super glue along that joint. In a similar fashion, I put the next piece, this piece here, set it up, held it down with magnets against this piece. As you can see, it's another angled butt joint. At this point, I decided I should have installed the windows and the glazing to the flat pieces before I started gluing them together. So I took a break and started adding. The clear plastic sheet that came with the Walthers mine kit wasn't big enough to get all the window glazings. So for the glazings, I used a sheet of transparency film that's designed to be printed on a regular printer. The sheet has a slightly foggy look that I like. I designed the cutout sheet using my Silhouette Studio software and cut the pieces on my Silhouette Cameo cutter. This is the color that it came in. I painted them with a very light color gray. You can see the difference there. After the Elmers had set up, I dotted on some super glue along the bottom and top edges here. It doesn't look very pretty, but since you can't see the inside, I think it would be just fine. So now I need to glaze them. I made this little jig, designed it and printed it out on my 3D printer to help align where I'm going to put the glazing. Put on very small dots of super glue. So here's what it looks like with all the windows in place. So I put on this last wall and attached everything with a rubber band to hold things together while I glue it. While that's setting up, I'm going to install this wall here. So I've put this piece in place. As you can see, I added 2 I-beams there and there. And I'm using this L angle to hold it tight. So now I'm going to glue this joint and this joint. Start here, and one last piece. Force these apart a little bit. There's a slot there. Bring it up. It looks pretty good. I'm going to put my rubber band on that. Make sure everything's tight. Glue those last 2 joints. I'm not sure you can see it, but down here is a floor piece. It's a black corrugated plastic piece that fits right down there. I've put it in place, and all I have to do is glue it. And finally, there's a hole way down there, just waiting to be filled with this piece. Well, it's a little hard to see this piece. It's there. I got it in okay, but I had to cut it down so I could slide it in this way. This demonstrates the problems with going ahead without following directions. At this point, I test fitted all the roof pieces to make sure everything fit, and it looks very, very good. It's going to be just fine. But as I said, I'm not going to glue the roofs down until I get the lights installed. Gluing these small stairs together was quite difficult. As you can see, they came in 3 pieces. To simplify it, to make it easier, I printed out this angle on my 3D printer, but you could use just a small metal angle. And then I trimmed down these clothespins so they would get a better close grip. I've put these 2 together, and you can see I've got this out here where the glue won't go in and glue it to the angle to hold the whole thing together. While I was gluing it, I made this second aide, which, as you can see, just fits inside the 2 sides. So here are the completed stairs. I first started putting together the support beams for the slack bin. This is how I supported the first two pieces at a 90-degree angle to glue them. And the second glue joint made here. And the next stage is to glue it here, here, here. And finally, put this piece here. Line it up with that center support beam. As you can see, this is squared in both directions, so hopefully it'll come out perfectly. I'm just going to hold that while I put some and touch this up a little bit. So here are the four main components of the slack bin: a base, which I painted concrete color and then aged it with black. I showed how to put this together in the previous segment here. And here are the two, the bin itself and the building above. This was straightforward, but follow the instructions because there are locating pins. How to put it together. And you want to make sure it's lined up. This fit together nicely, and there's no white showing through, so all the pins are located properly. All I need to do is to glue this. This piece also goes on nicely. All I need are a few drops of glue. So I'm not going to show how these small pieces were put on because it was extremely difficult and time consuming, but I managed to get them all on, not perfectly, but from 2 feet it will look just fine. So here's the completed building, the completed slack bin. So that's it. I've shown you how I put this thing together. I have 2 more videos planned in this series. The first one, I'm going to install this here. As you can see, I'm going to have to move the gravel road because right here is going to be a little bit of a mountain where the mine can go down, the mine shaft can go down into the mountain. These tracks have got to come out a little bit. They're too close together. I didn't realize I was going to put together this mine kit when I put the track down, so I have to move it before I install the mine. And that will be the next video in this series. Finally, there will be a third video where I put together lights and show you how to put lights into this mine. That will be applicable to a lot of buildings. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Goodbye.